I'll start with talking about Foxtel. I'm not sure how many of you in the room have Foxtel, but I'm thinking it's probably not everybody. And I thought I'm thinking of you as writers, but there's probably writer-producers here as well. And one of the things that we're very consistent with is talking, when producers come into pitch, it's mainly producers. They will sometimes bring in the attached writer or the creatives. And so I talked to them about what Foxtel is and how we commission. And Foxtel is a pay TV service. We're straight up about that. People pay for us. And so the expectations in terms of what we commission is that it's got to be of that quality where people are going to feel satisfied and actually feeling pretty smart for subscribing to Foxtel because of the quality of the drama that's on there. The other thing, this is what we always say to the producers, you have to be very aware with whatever you're producing and what we're commissioning, is that everything that we make or collaborate with in making will be sitting on a channel and it'll be up against HBO, BBC, so the qualities that we're aspiring to and as a commissioner are the best of the best. It's why we spend a bit more money on our local productions, because they have to sit there and look as good as the best of the best. So we've got, I'll start with the drama reel, which is just a little 60-second of the dramas we've had in production in the last 12 months that have gone to air.
Agency involved, there's a minister involved. We do not know how high up this goes.
Plane is a luxury afforded to men like you.
We're looking for bold storytellers, bold story. We always say that it starts with the writers and the writing. The writing has to be incredibly good before we will even take the next step. We will spend a quite substantial amount of money in development. We will sometimes go to second or third draft of scripts, and that's besides having done, series outlines, the writer's room, the plotting, before we make a decision to even green light it, because we have to know that what's on that page is going to be on screen. That was a trope that I always say. I'm always saying if it's not on the page, it's not on the screen, but I can tell you when you say that at the Directors Guild function, it's not the smartest thing to do. So I like to say it's a collaboration between all the creatives involved in the process. But, and because of who we are as Foxtel, we started this journey about 5 years ago of once we bought Ozstar and we took over Showtime and movie networks closed down. And what that meant, that even though we're all on the Foxtel platform, each of them we have to, 10% of what we spend on acquired drama, that's what we have to spend on making local productions. But it was about 5 different companies doing disparate amounts of scripted, none of which said Foxtel. It was just, oh, we've got $5 million that we have to spend, let's make this. So what happened was when this all came together, all the money came into one place, which sat under me, which was great. And it's from that we realised we had a story to tell and to sell. We realised that we could make, we were aspirationally looking at HBO. We will never be HBO because we'll never have that much money. But we're looking at, we could commission and talk to the best filmmakers. We could say that, yes, they're bold. We could also say, we're not looking for episodic television. We're not looking for procedurals, because the free-to-airs or networks, they service that market incredibly well. And we also buy a lot of it. We could say that we're not looking for those stories that you'd expect to see on network television, because people pay for our service, so why would they pay when they can get it for free? We could say that don't be afraid of serialised television because of the multi-platforms that Foxtel has. We've got, obviously we multi-play it during the week, we will play it on our catch up, our anytime, all those services. We will tell people if you miss it, you can watch it here, here and here, which gave writers the freedom, and I guess they could be brave to do like the Kettering incident, which was, I described it at the time, it's a cross between Broadchurch and the X-Files, a little bit of Twin Peaks thrown in. But what it meant was, like the killing, it wasn't solved each week. You had to watch the whole series, and free-to-air at that stage couldn't because they're advertiser-driven. And if somebody missed 1 week in a serialised drama, it meant that they wouldn't come back the next week. But with us, we didn't care because we knew at some stage they could binge it, it might be at the end. We could say to producers and writers, we don't judge the success of our show on overnight ratings or ratings. We judge it on a whole number of things. Don't get me wrong, if we get really big ratings the next morning, there are a lot of excited people upstairs on the 5th floor, but we could judge it on the media and the lead up to it, what the critics were saying. We could judge it on social media. We could judge it, if we're lucky, on the awards that we win or are nominated for, and the number of plays there are. So for us, it's a completely different way of commissioning and being able to be brave in our commission. And I think, what's our next one? Well, I think one of the things that we've had our highest rating dramas are surprisingly quite diverse, and Wentworth was our first big success. It's still the number one in terms of the premiere. We had 633,000 people watch Wentworth. As you know, for a cable channel in Australia, with a normal, I think Mad Men at the time was doing 20,000 an episode. It was a massive big thing for us, and it was great to endorse Australian drama working for Foxtel. A Place to Call Home, which is completely opposite to Wentworth, and the Kettering incident, which is now, I think, at number 2 in terms of across all the dramas we've ever made, which is pretty amazing. So that's the other thing we can say to writers and producers. We have a very diverse slate, and we're always looking for different kinds of genres, cross-genres, speculative fiction. We're open to the discussion on it. And I think we've seen a bit of Kettering, a good reel went across it, but one of the things when we're talking to producers and creatives, it's a collaboration and it's everybody involved. You've got the writers, and you writers have got to find a great producer that you work with and trust. It is find your people. And then it's the cinematographers, it's the directors and the actors, and the writers get to see ultimately what they write and created, big print dialogue on the screen. So it's all a collaboration together. So with Kettering, we were aiming, we wanted it to be, you don't do genre, we don't do it very much in Australia, so we wanted whatever we were backing to look so good that Australians went, oh my God, we can actually make great speculative fiction, great, amazing drama, and the combination of it. So when we saw that, I've got the opening minutes of Kettering, just those first few minutes, and you can see the combination of the writing, the direction, and the cinematography, and the sound. It's something, and you can see the money on the screen, I think, which is also a great thing. So that's the next one.